Did I hit it? Did I hit it? Yeah, I did. Let's do this. Boom. Are we? This is it, eh? I think so. Cool. All right, I'll be right back, man. Did you watch it, or are you watching it?
Watching it.
All right, cool. Do...
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
Why? Why is it weird?
Because it's like the like possibly the least interesting thing about the trailer was the Flash.
I don't know, is it?
well, it's just like they've got so much other stuff with it that it's like, oh, what's Michael Keaton Batman? It's like, it's got a lot of other things.
Yeah.
That interest you other than the Flash.
That's like, we just watched, we're all caught up on Mandalorian new season, and episode 3 is like 52 minutes long, and 44 minutes of it has nothing to do with the Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Have you seen it?
Yeah.
It's not good.
It's kind of like, it's deep and it's slower, but it's not something that interested me. It's like, oh, we got the first 10 minutes where it had an epic space battle.
Yeah.
And then it's like, let's cut away to politics. And it's like, sometimes the politics can be done really well on Star Wars.
Yeah.
This was
terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah. Episode 2 was an epic planet battle with spaceships. And then, like, yeah, whatever. I don't know. Who knows? But I see the Avengers 5 is confirmed to feature a whole new set of Avengers. Got the poster right here.
What is that, the official poster?
I don't think it's the official one, but it looks really good. It's well, it could be. It's called Avengers: The Kang Dynasty.
It seems really soon to make a poster like that, and we've already got the title first.
Yeah.
But yeah, the trailer was good. It was pretty good trailer.
Yeah, I had no care about the movie until I seen the trailer. It's like, this actually looks really good.
I just wonder how Michael Keaton moves his neck in that suit.
Yeah, I don't know. He probably doesn't. He just walks around. I will get you, Penguin. I don't know. We'll see. Digga-digga-doo-doo-doo. I gotta remove this McDonald's bags there. They're filled with the Mario Kart toy, or the Mario movie toys.
You went out of your way to get those, didn't you?
Yep. Yes, I did. And Isaiah got them for me, and then Cameron got them for me, and so I have like the collection of all of them like 4 times over or whatever, so.
Yeah, I should have expected that.
Oh yeah, I can't wait for this movie, man. It's gonna be so good. And then this weekend coming is John Wick 4. I can't wait to see. Have you seen the John Wick series?
No, I haven't.
Oh, you gotta watch it.
Yeah.
If you like action movie.
Sure. I mean, I will. It's on my list to watch. I just haven't got around to it.
All right.
It's just that I kind of feel that with this this John Wick 4 trailer, it kind of looks like very mediocre.
So I didn't watch the trailer, and this is apparently the most action in any sort of action movie. Even Tom Cruise apparently praised this movie and said how amazing it is.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And even though Tom Cruise is a scumbag, he does good friggin' movies, which is frustrating. So.
What did Tom Cruise do? I don't quite understand.
Oh my gosh. Just Google, just search after this. If you've got some time, just like search this guy's shenanigans. Other than being a Scientologist and the leader of the Scientology party or group or whatever, or religion or whatever the heck they are, there's so much on-set garbage that has been recorded and him just treating people horribly, yelling at them and screaming at them. But he's a millionaire who can do whatever the heck he wants and he doesn't care. And so people who work for him, they're just peons basically. All right, 20 seconds, here we go. Oh, whoa, it's just me here. Hold on here. Oh, hold up. How the heck do I do this? There we go, back to the grid. I just had just me up there with you down the bottom very little, so here we go. We're at episode 59, and it's this one right here. Hey, welcome to episode or level 59 of the Gamers Pass Podcast. All of the millions upon millions of people watching this, CEOs, millionaires, and billionaires, tune into this show every day that we do it, as well as they watch the video on demand. And I thank all of you for your kindness with your time, love, and tenderness. And joining me today is Lee. Lee, how you doing today, man? And what have you been playing?
I'm doing awesome, and I've been playing a bunch of games since I last hung out with you.
A bunch of games?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wulong, Atomic Heart, As Dusk Falls, Gears 5, Pinball FX.
Okay, hold on. Let me add that to the list because I didn't know you jumped on that. All right.
And Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order.
Oh,
and I've been doing that in preparation for Jedi Survivor.
Star Wars Jedi. Okay, so we have a action-packed, jam-packed. I wouldn't say there's a lot of news about today, and we're just going to chat video games. Right after our first topic, we're just going to chat video games, what we think about some of these games, and for gaming news, I don't know. I went through our websites, I went through the Nintendo one, and there's nothing that's really important. Went through the PlayStation one, PlayStation. I went through the Xbox one, and there's some funny stuff about memes, Call of Duty memes, where they're just trolling Xbox, saying, this just in, Xbox giving a 10-year contract to all your calculators so you can play Call of Duty on Texas Instruments. And Phil Spencer actually said, okay, this one's the best one, and I would actually play it. And so Phil Spencer's having a good time with the trolls here, but crap, yeah, I have that down. So here we go. Let's just jump right in. Sad news with the acting world, including the gaming world, is Lance Reddick, who's a phenomenal actor. That guy is outstanding. The stuff that he's done, the stuff that he's in, he has always been an amazing actor. And Lee and I will chat a little bit about Resident Evil, just because that Netflix TV show was just on another level, we'll say. And Lance Reddick was the star of that, and it was phenomenal at first. So Lee, let me just say, did you play Destiny or Destiny 2?
No, I didn't.
Okay, that's his biggest video game. Lance Reddick played as Commander Zavala in the whole Bungie Destiny series. He's been doing that since 2014, and he was still doing it and voice acting all of that stuff. He was in Horizon Forbidden West. He was in Quantum Break, Payday 2, and 50 Cent Blood on the Sand. Lee, what do you think? Like, this was shocking news. Apparently, he was only 60, and this was, they said, natural causes. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, there's got to be more to it, you'd think. Because it's definitely a shock, because you wouldn't expect someone to just keel over at that, at that age at this time.
No, and he wasn't a fat loser like me. So like the dude was in shape. He seemed to be in shape, but like I understand genetics and you don't know what's going on in the background and all of that stuff. But natural causes, though, like that's just, and he wasn't old or crippled or anything. He was 60, but he was physically fit. He looked it. And so, yeah, that was super shocking. And so let's jump into the Resident Evil series, because that's the last thing Lee and I dove into together. We watched it to prepare for the movie TV podcast, and we watched the Resident Evil series. The first 4 eps were good, I guess.
I thought it was all terrible.
You thought it was all terrible? All right. But Lance Reddick did amazing. He was phenomenal. Yes. Even when they switched his character. Well, he played, 3 different characters, clones and stuff, or 3 or 4?
Yeah, it was like, I think it was 4, whereas like there was one that was more, there was the actual version of him called Albert or Al, and then there was another one which was more of like a childlike version of him in terms of his personality. I'll talk about him in a sec. Then there was one that was more like stoic, and then there was a fourth one, which was him just Blade.
Yeah.
Like it was just a Blade version of him. The
one that was yes. More like, I forgot all about him. All right, he was vampire hunting. Yes.
And the one of them that was more like goofy. I thought the best scene in the whole show was him asking for more breadsticks at the restaurant.
Oh my gosh! And he turned into a douchebag at that moment, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, but it was hilarious.
Yeah, keep going.
Yeah,
keep going.
And it's. But I think he was probably one of the best parts of the whole show, even though there's not really much to commend it for.
Yeah, no, I get it. It's such a sad day. Learning when like an actor, even though like I wasn't a fan, it was like, what's Lance next into? It was never like that for me. It's just like, oh, Lance, like, this guy's in it. I didn't even know his name was Lance Reddick, but he was so recognizable and his voice was so recognizable that it's just like, oh my gosh, I know this guy. Let's Google the show or movie and figure out what else he was in and all that stuff. So that's a huge blow to even the gaming community. In Destiny 2, a lot of the players got together online and they did this massive tribute to him, which is really crazy and awesome. And it's such a phenomenal thing. So when you're that sort of an actor or an actress or whatever, and you have crossed the genres of movies to TV shows and gaming all together and still be that loved and recognized, that's a good actor. That's a really good actor. And so rip Lance Reddick, and thank you for everything you did. I guess the Destiny community is really going to miss him. And just because he was the voice, he's done it for 9 years. And that's awesome that he would keep doing it, even though his popularity. And we forgive you for the Resident Evil series. So
he was also a recurring character in the John Wick films.
Yes. So that's the biggest thing for me is the John Wick movies. And he was awesome in the John Wick movies. I'm a huge fan of the John Wick series. I'm going to see the new movie this weekend coming, John Wick 4. But Lance Reddick, like he's going to be in there. And then there's another movie he's already done that's coming out that's popular. And he's already done filming, and I forget what it was. It's an upcoming movie. He's got 7 projects upcoming that it's either in post-production or already done. So that's pretty awesome. That all the stuff that he's done, and it's unfortunate we lose a person like that. I'm not sure if his charitable work or anything like that, and anything that he's done outside of the movies or out of the entertainment business. I don't know if he's ever used his whatever it is, his fame. Yeah, used his fame for I just to get sidetracked for a sec. You look at the wrestler named John Cena. That guy has fulfilled the most Make-A-Wish wishes out of anybody in the entire world ever of all time. And he's on the cover of the new WWE 2K23 game, which apparently is awesome, and it's getting major accolades. All right. That's really cool. All right. Anything else on Lance Reddick?
No. It's okay. I can't say that I've known him that well. But, but he was still a big deal.
Big deal, absolutely, and that's why we're talking about it. Like I said, movies, TV shows, and video games. He spanned all 3. And it's just mind-blowing. All right, so let's move on. Now we're going to talk some games that we played over the last couple of weeks. There's a game that I was all excited for called As Dusk Falls. Then I saw the trailer and I was like, I don't want to play this. And then I remember on Game Pass I installed it only to not play it, and I'm like, I need room. And so I checked the trailer again. I was like, this does not interest me. And then we played it on stream. And once you get past the art style, the graphics, the game is incredible. It's the story is a 10 out of 10 for me, and I want to go back and all of us do it again, but choose different choices and not kill Michelle right away, and all of that stuff. Lee, give me a rundown because you joined us for this. Did you join us first? Yeah, you did. You did join us. I told you to download it and all that stuff. All right, cool. Give me your rundown on this game.
Yeah, I mean, like, I can't say that I ever, like, I know that you say that you sort of get past the animation style, but I found it a lot harder for me to do that.
Okay.
Just particularly when they're sort of trying to animate movement, it's very jumpy, like, in terms of how it does that. Very jarring, you might say.
I wouldn't say that. So you're saying that affected your the as James would make fun, overall aspect of the game overall, that still affected you as you went through it?
Yeah, I think it's certainly it's certainly at fault as part. Like, I'm not sure whether it was like budget constraints and things like that, where they had to put more of the budget into the actual, like, voice acting, which I thought was really good.
Yes.
And how they had to get the actors to voice so many different voice lines for so many different outcomes.
Yeah.
So it's like they probably put all their effort into that as opposed to the aesthetics of the game.
I love the fact that we did what we did, and then it shows you, but there's more. Yeah, there's more you could have done and did, and it makes me want to go back and experience all the storylines because we were all pretty wrapped up in the story. As Dusk Falls, because we were making jokes, we were talking about, and then we were holding each other accountable for choices we made like hours into the game. I can't believe you still did this, and I'm not trusting you because you chose that. And what do you think of the override system?
I think that's really good because it means that it's like, because in many instances you're going to be outnumbered, but if you want someone to make a particular decision, then that's that. I kind of enjoyed it when you and James were so, like, overriding each other.
Yeah.
And you were just using up all your overrides. But I do think that maybe it might have been better if there wasn't a way to override an override. Then
I see what you're
that
saying.
would give it more weight to it, because it's like because whoever overrides first, the other people, if they just override them, then that choice won't get made.
Right.
But I think it's sort of interesting if it was just override, that's that, and then you move on.
So do you? Yeah, I think that's an awesome idea. Do you think though that I wonder if it's in the settings? I wonder if that's a settings thing.
I did see something in the settings that you can change the amount of overrides you can have.
Oh, all right.
So the standard that we had at the beginning of each chapter was 3, but I think you can give them however many you want.
Wow. Okay. No, I thought 3 was enough. I love the idea behind it is that you feel passionately enough to go and override something because you really feel you need to do that. I think that's awesome. But the fact that we can override, I see what you're saying. I think that may be implemented. They probably came up with the other side. Is what if there's a troll playing their game and blah, 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 and they're just being D-bags. So, no, I get it. As Dusk Falls, to me, is phenomenal. I want all of us to go through it again and play it on stream, and I would love us just to choose different decisions to see where we go. I like that.
And it would certainly be interesting to have, like, a full pack of 8 people.
Yes.
Because in my head, like, 8 people seems a bit too much, if I'm honest.
Yeah,
but it would be interesting to see how that goes.
I would love to see how it goes. You're 8 of us playing, and maybe I could get Crystal in my former community to join us as well, and we could actually do it. Love it, Crystal. And so here we go. Let's jump on. What would you rate as Dusk Falls?
Probably a 7.
A 7?
Yeah.
Okay.
The story itself really does elevate it. So
All right, so
it definitely carries the whole game.
James and I were talking about this on stream, and I think you were part of it. I'm not sure, but that it's in its own category. Like, you can't match this game up to Call of Duty or like an Elder Scroll game or anything like that, because it's story driven. It's mainly that. And staying within that realm of like with Telltale Games and all of those other like Life is Strange sort of games, I think I would give As Dusk Falls like a 9 or a 10. I really would.
Right.
Keeping in the box of that category.
It's definitely in its own genre.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's how a lot of these games need to be scored now. Just like how amazing and powerful as that story was, I think that needs to branch out and allow more games to come in like that too. I would love to play more games like that. I love it. I think they're great. Like more Telltale games. The new Star Trek that's coming out, I can't wait. The Wolf Among Us 2, I can't wait because the first one was so good. Thank you, Telltales. Let's jump into Wulong. This won't be a long conversation. Wulong. I was excited for Wulong. I love the fact that we're in the Dynasty Warriors era. We've got the Guan Yu, Liu Bei, and all those guys, which I think is phenomenal. You got the Yellow Turbans as either the main bad guys. I didn't jump into the story very long, but Lee, give me your rundown on Wulong and how long did you play it?
Well, you wanted me to try it out.
Yes.
I did. I knew that it would be something that I wouldn't necessarily enjoy because I think it's like the kind of vibe that I was getting from it was like Dark Souls-esque. And that's the type of game that I just thought would be, it's really hard. I'd get really frustrated by it, even though it's probably a really good game.
Yeah.
Go into it, do the character creation, which I think was really good, really in depth.
That was wonderful.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that. I probably spent the majority of my time playing that game doing the character creation. I then get into the actual gameplay, slice a couple of the fools down with my button mashing skills, and then I move on to the next sort of bit. I get an achievement or whatever, and then I just get absolutely trounced.
Yeah.
And I'm like in like 2 hits.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wait, what the heck happened there?
Yeah, exactly.
So then, and I start way back. I have to fight the 2 people from the beginning again, and then I realize, wait, these guys are quite difficult as well. So they end up killing me. It's like I must have just got lucky the first time. And then it's sort of a repeat process. And then about 16 deaths later, I sort of clock in. And it's like, yeah, this is not playable for me.
Wow. Okay. So for me,
but no doubt, it's a good game.
Yep.
And that people who can invest that sort of time and effort into doing that, all power to them. It's just not.
We'll establish that part at the end. But for us, I don't want to play a game where I just die constantly. So I did character creation, loved it. I thought this was so good. Even my boys were watching me character create because it's wonderful. I got in, I made it a decent way, and then the blocking wasn't working for some odd reason. And I'm like, all right, you just taught me how to block, and why isn't blocking working? Because I'm blocking, but I'm taking full damage. And then I was like, all right, whatever. And then this other dude just ran up and gave me slice, and I was dead. And I was like, if I have to spawn from the beginning again, I'm done. And I spawned at the very beginning. Press my Xbox button, press start on Wulong. I chose quit. Then I did it again and uninstall. And that's it. I don't have the patience. I don't have the desire to play a game where I die constantly, but like there is a reward if you just persevere. I don't want to persevere anymore. I just don't care. But I want to experience the realm of Wulong. I really do. So Elden Ring. I want to experience Elden Ring. I would like a God mode, or I would like an easy mode where I can just explore the realm and just have fun. But I can't do it. I just can't do it. So the games are appealing, beautiful, and the gameplay I'm sure is amazing. But for people like me and for people like Lee, it's just the frustration isn't worth it. And plus, I play so many different games all the time that I don't have time to invest into one game.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so there's only several games that I invested nonstop in. I would go with the Mass Effect Legendary Edition, even though like I did all those other Mass Effect games. Mass Effect Legendary Edition, did all 3. Assassin's Creed Valhalla, that's all I played was Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I loved it so much. Then Hogwarts Legacy. Then I was depressed after I was done. I wasn't truly depressed, but I had like I don't know. I had this feeling of like, what am I going to play that's even half as good or even can just pull me out of my gaming rut? And then James,
it's like when you finish watching a really good show or something.
Yeah, exactly.
You just feel that void.
We just watched 10 seasons of The Office. What are we going to watch now? It's like, ugh. But that's what I was. And then As Dusk Falls pulled me out, and now we're going to talk Diablo 4 coming up soon. Just saying. All right, so Wulong, that's that for Wulong. It's not for us. And like I said, guys, the millions watching, it's not a lot of gamer news today. It's basically talking about games that we're playing and upcoming. And it's just one of those days today, and that's just what we need to do. And so Pinball FX, I am going crazy, but I've not touched Pinball FX in a little bit, and I'll talk about that a little bit later. But Lee, you said you tried it. I'd like to know what's going on.
I tried it. I'd say brief. The time that I did play it.
You played the Western board?
Yes, I didn't buy anything into it because I wanted to get a feel of it and then see how I felt and then move on. But my overall feeling about it was that like there was something missing, and I think it's something that couldn't be put into a game. I think it's more of the missing part was the feeling of actually doing it. I think like I'd be far more excited about doing pinball if I had the physical pinball machine.
Sure, yeah.
As opposed to doing it on a game. So I guess I didn't really find that that drive to keep going. No doubt it looks good. It looks great. I'm sure there's loads of different boards, as you say.
There's almost 100 boards, I believe.
Yeah, I just don't think like I'd be able to invest in that kind of thing. Like where that it's the repeat buying, which I find difficult for me, because once I get one, I'd have to get a bunch more, and then it just eats away.
Sure.
So I think like I'd have to probably draw a line where it's like if I just don't get anything, then I won't really feel a loss. But no, like great that you're enjoying it. I just felt that there was something like missing for me, and I think that's the physical, like the physical thing.
So the problem is they chose that Western board, and that's all you get out of like almost 100 boards. They took this one, which really isn't fun, and they gave it to you. But I played Pinball FX 3. I already made purchases on that one before, so I know the capabilities. And so I went crazy, and I have like 45 tables right now on the new Pinball FX. It is fantastic. Like if you there's some boards, of course, that are way better than the others. But once you hit some of those gems, it's just like, oh, this is just wonderful. And I've only had one board, the Kylo Ren board, that seems to be a little bit of lagging with the ball when it gets close to where the bumpers are. The pads or whatever. Yeah, bumpers. And so that was a little bit frustrating, but I'm sure that easily can be fixed. But yeah, Pinball FX, I've gone crazy playing that. But I haven't played in the last 2 days because of some other games that comes out. So yeah, super awesome. And I'm having so much fun. So I do recommend Pinball FX is free. It comes with one table, but there's a bunch of other tables you can get. So they have Star Wars, Jurassic Park. They have Jaws, E.T., Back to the Future. They have... their own tables, and they have a bunch of Marvel ones. So if you're into Marvel and all that stuff, so yeah. All right. Before we let's jump into your next one, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. You're playing that. I played it day one. I'll be playing Jedi Survivor day one. I'll probably be streaming that and playing it offline. What are your thoughts, or how long have you been playing it? Where are you at in the game, and what are your thoughts?
I've just I haven't been on Kashyyyk for too long. So that's the point that I've done. I've done the initial part on Baka or Bakara, and then and then we went to Zepho.
Okay.
And then we went to there was another planet as well. But I'm on Kashyyyk now. It's pretty good. I kind of like the feel of it for the most part.
Yep.
The story I think is really good. I've seeing like because I'm very fond of like the small details when it comes to Star Wars, and how like those, like, you know, something seemingly insignificant can like mean so much.
Yeah.
So the first planet I think was like, I really liked how that looked in terms of how they're dismantling the ships from the Clone Wars, because the Clone Wars is my favorite era in Star Wars.
Yes.
But in terms of the actual gameplay, it's a bit sort of strange to me.
It's different. It is different.
Yes.
I didn't like it at first.
Yeah, I'm sort of like, I'm getting more of a feel for it now, which I think, you know, it's fine. It's just it's just like certain aspects, like the save points where you have to meditate in certain areas to do that.
Yeah, don't get me started on that, but I will start here in a little bit.
That's just a bit. It's an odd choice.
It's a Dark Souls thing, is what it is.
Right. Okay. And then also the. I mean, I haven't really done any duels really yet.
Okay.
But just how. Just trying to think of it really. How it's mapped, like in terms of. Yeah, I like to do some exploration. I like to go like any which way I want to go, but there's kind of something where I wanted maybe a waypoint for like the mission, because I can often like get to, I keep saying like, get to certain areas. There's like different directions to go. I pick one, and it turns out it's the wrong way, but you know there's the wrong way like 5 minutes into it. So you either have to backtrack or just hope that you get to the right place. And with that, I feel like I've missed a bunch of stuff.
Yep.
I don't like missing certain things. It's an interesting game.
Sure.
But I'm hoping that they know sort of what they're going for this new one.
Yeah, so if you've played The Force Unleashed, Star Wars The Force Unleashed 1 and 2, the gameplay in those is perfect. You are a hardcore Jedi with hardcore abilities, and you are the most powerful Force user of all time.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's wonderful. Now come to this, the gameplay and battle is really different, and it's off-putting at first. Meditation, and then everybody spawns back. I hate that. Even though they have exploration,
spawning back.
Yeah, it's dumb. Even though they have exploration and stuff, it is pretty linear what you have to do. You still have to go like to that one area, but there is a little bit of exploration, but not like an open world that you want. And but now, don't get me wrong, I am knocking the game a little bit, but I loved this game. It took me a little bit at first. I couldn't stand it. I couldn't stand it at first. I was like, I can't believe I spent this money. And then, but it's Star Wars, and I'm a Jedi, and I want to use it. So I started to do a second playthrough, and I was like, okay, yeah, this is a good game. but I don't like the whole Dark Souls feelish. Some of the battles, some of the saber battles, and they can block everything. Some of that gets really frustrating. And it's just like, no, I am a Jedi, and I have a laser sword that I could slice through everything that you have right now. So, but that's just me complaining a little. But the game is great. And the game is awesome. And Warrior Medic's mentioning extras and stuff. And they do have tons of extras. They do have tons of skins. They can't do a Revan skin because it's just not that sort of game. You're Cal Kestis, and that's basically it. Like, you can't be Cal Kestis Revan. It's just the way the game is. But there's a lot of unlockables, a lot of color sabers, a lot of that other stuff. But Force Unleashed for me will be the best.
An awesome looking game, though.
Beautiful. And I can only imagine how much prettier it's going to be with this next gen system and all that stuff. So I am exactly.
And the Jedi Survivor is going to be exclusively on next gen. So
yeah, which makes sense. We're 2 years in. Yeah. Consoles are you should be able to buy consoles now. You have been in my city for almost the whole time. Like, there's always been PS5s and Xboxes. Yeah, they sell out, but like they always get a whole new bunch in. So, all right, Star Wars Jedi Survivor's coming out soon. So that's Fallen Order. Lee started playing that. I gotta jump in. What time we got? 9:45. Let me actually move this down the list because my mind is blown for this game and I'm super pumped. Resident Evil 4 Remake is getting 10 out of 10s. It's going crazy. James sent me a message today saying, Paul, there's a trial. You should play it. And I know it's not your thing, but this is different. And there's no Mr. X and all that stuff. And I'm like, all right, well, maybe I will. Maybe I will give it a go and try it out. And but it's not going to be my cup of tea. But Resident Evil, apparently there's a trial. Resident Evil 4, was it Shinji Megami or something like that? That's his final Resident Evil game. And it is literally getting 10 out of 10s everywhere. People are loving the new Resident Evil remake. So, hey, if there's a trial, why not try it, I guess. And look at the segue. My segue was perfect, and I didn't even mean to do it. Anno 1800 just dropped on console, and you can download the trial. And I'm 12 hours in on the trial. That's all listen, Friday, I was off Friday. I woke up at 2 in the morning, I think it was. I'm like, I'm going to give this a go. I'm going to play it. I played it for 10 hours. In the meantime, I did go have a shower and stuff. But I didn't even eat lunch or anything like that. And then it was Gears. Like, I was done that, and I think I had 30 minutes to prepare for Gears. Anno 1800 has a trial. I don't know how long it is. Do it. You owe yourself to, like, it's an RTS game. It's a city builder, but it's so much bigger than just a city builder. I Googled a bunch of stuff just to learn it. With building houses, getting a workforce, getting artisans, how to make money better, because I was doing good, and then I started bleeding money hardcore. I'm like, no, I'm gonna lose. What's going on? And so I had to figure out, like, well, they have this tax system that if you just build way too much, you start getting a luxury tax from the queen. Stinking queen. And so I started losing like 400, 500, 600 at a time. And now I'm making almost 900 every instance. It's like every second it updates, and you get money. And now I have this second island, because you can place different ports all around these other islands. You're with other people as well, not real people, but you're with other things. And so I was so addicted, man. I love RTS games, and they're wonderful. This right here, I would almost say it's better than the SimCity, or not SimCity. What is it? Yeah, it could be SimCity. I don't know. It's good. It's good.
Right.
Go ahead.
3 questions.
Yes, sir.
One, how long is the trial?
I don't know. I'm 12 hours in. I'm on chapter 3 of the game. City Skylines. That's it, James. I'm chapter 3.
Like a story to it.
Full story. Like, your dad is imprisoned, and he's killed or he dies in prison. But the story progresses, and oh my gosh, it's just great. Like, there's a storyline in the midst of a giant city building whatever. It's wild. And so right now I'm in like the islands. I have like an island in I'd say around Costa Rica, whatever, but the other place is around England or there's a lot of British that's right there. So it's so good. You got to dig.
I take it that you'll probably buy the actual game when the trial ends.
So I want to, but there's so much coming out that is a must to play. So should I just wait for possibly a discount? That's what I'm thinking. The game's already discounted. It's like for the deluxe edition. Yes, for the deluxe edition, it's only $64 Canadian, which is still a lot. And then the base game's $49. And I'm like, all right, this is actually pretty good. Thank you for putting out a top-notch game for console. Controls work great. The tutorials are good. But you will, if you download the trial, just try it, man. Just try it and just learn it. It is so good. Like in the new island, so I'm now running my main place and then this little island that I started from scratch because it's part of the story. You have to build this whole new place for refugees that are coming from another island or whatever. So that's part of the story. I won't say any more, even though the game's been out for a few years, I think. But Anno 1800 console edition is so good. It is so good.
I am a bit surprised on that price tag, given that it seems to be like a fairly like how you've described it to be city skyline-ish.
Yep. So
yeah.
in my mind, this should be $79.99 because it's a brand new game that came to consoles. But they're like, no, we're not going to do that to you people, and that's great. Thank you. So Anno 1800, download the trial, do it. And just enjoy it and soak it in, learn it, because it is. I read a little review, and one of the cons is that the complex system could be off-putting for some, and it was a little off-putting, just because I'm like, okay, this is happening, but why? But there's so many tutorials, YouTube videos, and people who are pros at this game is like, yeah, and here's my video, just do this, and I'm like, thank you very much, now I can. And it's great. Yeah. Oh, I just can't say enough about it. Like I have 12 hours in the game. 10 of it was on Friday. And so, yeah, let's jump into Anno is getting awful reviews on Xbox. Oh my, I'm going to have to throw that in. I don't know what they'd be complaining about. I'll have to check that out, James. I don't even know what they're complaining about. That makes no sense. It's phenomenal, guys. Let's throw out here Dead Island 2. All right. Lee, again, gifted the community leader the game, and I'm so thankful. Thank you so much. I did buy the super expensive Legendary Edition. We are going to be playing that in April. Hopefully you're getting it. I believe James is getting it. I don't know if Pete is going to get it. He may try it, I think. But I know Isaiah Cameron and Isaiah's friend, they're going to play it, and they'll probably want to join sometime when you guys aren't available, whatever. So that'll be cool. Yeah, that'll be fun. So I'm thankful, and I just want to give you there's millions watching right now. So I just wanted to say, Lee, this guy right here, Lee Everett, gifted the community. So thank you, dude. So we're gonna be playing that. It's people are hyped for this game. And I think when they first announced it, I believe James was on the video reaction. I'm not sure if you were part of it, Lee, but we were like, what? Dead Island 2? No way. And here it is. We are a month out, I think it is. So that's exciting.
Yeah, it's just a shame that it's dropping like a week before. It's dropping about the same time as Jedi Survivor.
Right.
So it's like that. It's a couple of big games for us to drop at the same time.
So yeah, so I'll have to prioritize, of course. But Star Wars, if it's it's a single player game, if we are not done playing Dead Island, which I doubt we will, I believe that's a pretty big game. I won't play that unless we play it on stream together. That's it. So that's going to last us quite a while, but it should be a lot of fun. Star Wars Jedi Survivor I would like to do that on stream, and maybe I still will. Maybe I'll do what I did with Hogwarts, start it on stream and then play offline and do stream, offline stream. We'll see. All right, let's do this. Lee, Atomic Heart. I streamed this wonderful game. Wonderful game. It's on Game Pass for free. Do it. Get it. Game Pass. Lee, what are your thoughts? You tried it out, right?
Yeah. For, I think, less than you did.
Okay.
Because it's a really good looking game.
Yes, it is.
It's certainly got like a lot of good qualities behind it. I just wasn't feeling it. There was something about it that I wasn't like getting into. Maybe it was the sort of the steampunk Soviet Union vibe. I don't know.
Why? Why that?
Because,
no, not just why the steampunk Soviet Union? Why Russia? Why Russia?
Yeah. It's a very unusual style that they went for. But if you know, but I guess they have the freedom to do that kind of thing. It just seems very strange, particularly at this time when it's like right now, Russia isn't really looked upon very well in the world.
No, not right now. Not right now.
Of all the times, but I'm sure this was in production long before that.
Right.
But again, it's like it's very strange. Some other parts, in terms of the gameplay, I mean, I just wanted to go Alohomora for the locks, but that it's not really so easy for things like that.
Yeah, the locks suck. James warned us. I think he warned us, or he said that was my issue, was the locks too. But keep going.
But aesthetically, looks really good. I'm sure a lot of effort has been put into the game.
Yep.
It's just not one that I'm going to be sticking with. I'm not going to be doing that.
No, if it stays on Game Pass and I have nothing else to play, maybe I'll give it a go again. I just didn't like it, but I think it could have been, for me, it could have been my Hogwarts Legacy funk. Because once I was done that game, that was next on the list. I'm like, I legit was in a lull for games. I just didn't know what was going to pull me out, and that game didn't even hook me a tiny bit. And I didn't even know what to play that day. So I wasn't a fan. Really wasn't a fan.
I mean, it's sort of fate where when you played it for like an hour and a half, you weren't feeling it, and then you uninstalled it on stream.
Yes, I did. That's right. Yes, I did. And so I think where I stopped, I needed to get to one section or whatever, and I had no clue how to do it. And I tried for like 20 minutes trying to figure that part out. And like, whatever. I don't want to do this. And so that's Atomic Heart. I'm sure it's good, guys. It wasn't good for me. It wasn't good for Lee, and it wasn't good for James. So that's 3. I don't know. Have you ever played Wolfenstein?
No.
All right. Like my boys were talking about that it could be, they kind of liken it to a Wolfenstein-ish sort of game. And I don't know if that's the right analogy, because Wolfenstein, of course, is Germany. But yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's the same. Maybe Atomic Hearts just need a little while to get into, but I just wasn't a fan. One of the things I didn't like where you have to hold your hand up and open up everything all around you. And for a guy like me that has to open up everything and explore everything, that's really jarring, that I have to keep doing that to every single room. And I just can't get past that. I can't go, I don't want to do this. Like, it's just really frustrating. There we go. My headset actually has, what's going on? Petit? It was too jarring overall, eh? Yes, it was. It really was.
Wow, I see what he did there.
Yeah, James don't know. What's James know? What's James know? All right, here we go. Oh, actually, let's talk about this first, and then we're going to end it on this last game. I just saw today that Texas Chainsaw Massacre game, which looks pretty crazy, is going to be on Game Pass day 1. August 18th. I know we're a little away from August. I don't even want to skip past spring and then most of summer, as we are still dealing with winter right now here in Canada. So that is, I think that's, I don't know if it's going to be the next Friday the 13th. Ghostwire Tokyo is coming to Game Pass. Yeah, that's supposed to as well. And so I need to do a Game Pass watch on this podcast, because Game Pass is just fantastic. I believe, now check this out. Sony news, the creator or the developer for God of War is saying how Xbox Game Pass is the greatest thing in gaming.
Really?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And I don't know. This whole acquisition thing and the lies and deceit that crying Jim Ryan and Sony are doing to block and stop an acquisition at Xbox with Call of Duty, I think this is going to be some major backlash on Sony and the devs. We already know that Sony has sketchy sketchy developer sort of relationships and how they treat new devs and all this stuff. It's really bad. And so the court documents have already proven it, where Xbox and Xbox Game Pass, they're all like, ooh, this is actually really good. I should consider it. Now, I know a lot of the Sony games like Spider-Man, like God of War, they're Sony exclusives, but I don't know what could happen. Something crazy could happen. I don't know. I'm excited. Anyways, we could talk Starfield and all of that stuff, exclusive, new Elder Scroll exclusive, blah, blah, blah. But I want to chat Diablo 4. Oh my gosh. All right. Have you ever played a Diablo game?
Never touched them.
Okay, Diablo 3 is incredible. Diablo 3 was so much fun. I hundreds of hours into that, even with Isaiah. I even streamed it here a couple of years ago, and I think Mark was joining me for it. Get the Ultimate Edition. If you want something really fun to do you over, get Diablo 3, whatever edition, the Ultimate Edition, and it plays a Necromancer. It's so much fun. So if you pre-order Diablo 4 now, you get 3 days, but today's the ending day for the beta early access. And then I think on the 24th, when's the 24th? 24th is Friday. It's an open beta. So Lee, I demand you play this open beta on your Xbox this Friday coming.
I'll be doing Gears with you guys.
Well, after. We only play Gears I'll have to stream later as usual. So it's only going to be a couple hours, right? And so Diablo 4 right now, there's some stuff that they changed. Character creation's awesome. Gameplay is top notch. There are so many more monsters. There's so much more loot. There's so much more gold. There's events. That happen. And as you're exploring, there's cross-gen players fighting with you or around you, and I'm like blown away. I'm like, oh my gosh, there's a level 20 dude. Here's a level 10 guy. He's in the middle of a battle. I'm going to go help him just randomly. And it's like, you joined the battle with these events. And I'm like, this is great. This game here is going to keep you busy from here on out. Right now, there's 5 classes, but you can only play 3, which is the Barbarian Sorcerer, of course, I'm using, and the Rogue. And then there's a Necromancer. Unfortunately, you can't play that yet. And then the Druid, which I think is new. I think the Druid. But it's so good. The unlockable system for your powers and abilities, the tree is massive. It's huge, which is so awesome. Oh my gosh, I can't speak highly enough for Diablo 4. I've been playing that this morning since 5 o'clock. And with all honesty, Lee, I did not want to do the podcast today because I was playing Diablo 4. That is seriously, I'm like, crap, I got to put this down. I got to get ready for the podcast. And so I did. But I wanted to keep playing Diablo 4 because it's that good. I'm not a fanboy, but I've played every single Diablo game. Diablo 1, I remember playing online, but you had to play over modem because I'm that old. And so you had to dial in, and then you're connected. I remember playing online with my buddy and his buddy, and I killed his friend by mistake, but you get to pick up his friend's ear and put it in your inventory, and it says so-and-so's ear. I thought that was amazing. I have Diablo 2, the remake edition. Diablo 3 by far is just amazing, and Diablo 4 I think is going to be way better than Diablo 3. And that is a tough feat because Diablo 3 was that good. So Diablo 4 there is a good chance that's Game of the Year this year. One, because there's so many, the fan base is massive. So you're like, well, what about Hogwarts Legacy, Paul? I loved Hogwarts Legacy, don't get me wrong. The fan base for that is different from Diablo and stuff. The only other thing I think that's going to rival that is Tears of the Kingdom, which comes out in 54 days, the new Legend of Zelda. That most likely will be Game of the Year. And then possibly Starfield, depending on how good that game is.
Yeah, it's pretty big year for gaming
and movies. That's it. It's so expensive this year. So Lee, do you have any interest in playing Diablo 4?
I will do it for your sake, but I'm apprehensive.
How come?
In terms of
hook me up,
because it's just how, I mean, just how it seems to me in terms of like a certain, it's just not something that I visually appeals to me in terms of how
visually it's beautiful. The lighting is so incredible.
Sure, but it's like how it just seems so, I don't know, vampire-y.
Oh,
like,
there's
I'm
a little bit
getting it all wrong.
Yep.
It's just how like for Diablo 4 you get this figure just like bathed in sort of like this red blood or whatever.
Yep. It's an evil game. That's the whole concept. Diablo means devil, right? That's the whole concept, is you are fighting, and this one I believe is the daughter of hatred. I think that's the main antagonist in this, is the daughter of hatred. But the only way you can unlock things, and you can watch the cinematics, man. It's crazy, but the only way we can open this door is by the blood, and then I need 2 other people, and they put blood down, and it opens the door. Like, it is truly, it's supposed to be on the darker side, and it is. And the enemies and monsters you fight, but there's so many, which is awesome. Gold is dropping left and right, and I'm like, this is wonderful. And then the gear is awesome. I'm telling you, Lee, you could, if you gave it an old radio chance, I think you would love it.
I've never said that in my entire
that's James. James would give it a radio, Paul. I'm just saying, if you gave it a proper go, I think you would love it. I think everybody would love it if you give it a proper go. Even if you're like, oh, I don't know, top-down dungeon crawler, playing with people, man. Oh, it's so good. And
I mean, like often the difference is whether you're playing with people.
Yep.
Like you know.
This I can play by myself, and I did Diablo 3. I played and beat it all by myself. Loved it, but I've played it so many times that you beat it. They're still doing Diablo 3 stuff now. Like they're doing seasons, and you create a new character for a season if you want. You see how far you can get. Choose your whatever difficulty. This is by far. It blows my mind that Activision Blizzard has all these amazing games and everyone's freaking out about Call of Duty, when Diablo 4 to me is way better than Call of Duty, way better. And Diablo 4 is a must. I can't wait to jump back in. I really can't. Like we got to go get groceries here in 2 hours and 15 minutes. And I'm going to hop out in the living room because Steph's going to be chatting to her dad, and I'm going to play Diablo. And the character creation, oh my gosh, my sorceress looks amazing. I'm just saying. She looks evil. She looks great. Like I went almost to Saj Ventress with my character. Like that's how crazy she looks. I'll take a screenshot and send it to you. But I hope you guys, I hope someone in this community, millions watching, I hope you guys will get Diablo 4 and be like, hey Paul, I'll play with you. But I know Isaiah and Cameron are going to get it. And was that Ella? Yeah. Steph's dad's here. Here she goes. She's such a weird dog. She's a big monster, but yeah. Anyways, whatever. All right. Out of all that we talked about today, is there anything else? Like, is there anything you're excited for? What are you looking forward to? What's your game this year? Like Starfield, I'm pumped, but I'm not even thinking about it. But I'm pumped.
I mean, I'm quite excited for Dead Island 2.
Okay.
Out of everything that we've talked about, that's the thing that I'm most excited for.
Yep. Okay, Dead Island 2.
Yeah, just like I mean, you mentioned the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and that you think that it might be like the new Friday the 13th.
I don't know. I'm hoping.
We kind of thought that was the Evil Dead game, and we know how that went.
Yeah, Evil Dead game is good when you first play it. The first 5-6 times you play it, Evil Dead is good, and then when you do the same thing over and over and over again. Now,
isn't that kind of the case for Friday the 13th, where we just do?
No, because Friday the 13th, you could escape, or you could try to kill Jason, or you could just troll, and it's funny. Evil Dead, you have to get to this. Let's go get these books, or let's go get the jaunty knife. Let's go destroy this, and then we got to destroy that. And if we live, we live. If we don't, we don't. That's it. There's no escaping. You have to do this in order to escape. For us, for Friday the 13th, you had I got to call the police, or I got to call Tommy, or let's kill Jason. It was just fun. It was fun. Yeah. The atmosphere was great. Jason was great. The characters was 80s, and it was funny. And we just had a great time. Evil Dead, I just couldn't do it. I think Evil Dead is more serious, maybe. Even though, if you ever watch the movies Evil Dead, they're not as serious as people may think they are. They're more funny. Evil Dead 2 is hilarious. It's a funny game.
It's all it's Sam Raimi, isn't it? Who directed that?
I'm not sure. I'm trying to think of the main character's real name, because he's phenomenal. Evil Dead 2. What's his name? I'm gonna know. Yeah, Bruce Campbell. I'm such an idiot. Bruce Campbell. Yeah, Bruce Campbell is a riot. He's a funny dude. But he makes I watched that show. When did that come out? I was just a kid. Evil Dead 2. I remember watching well, come on now. No, I came up with Evil Dead 2013. Evil Dead 2. The first one was 2013. Part 2 was 1987. So I was 12 watching that. And it was hilarious. But I remember I still remember a couple scenes way back then. What was it, 25 years ago or 35 years ago? I still remember some of that stuff. And yeah, so the game itself was all right. It just wasn't great.
Right.
Starfield, it's going to come to Game Pass. Are you excited?
I think I will be excited as it comes up, but I just don't think there's enough there for me yet to entice me.
There's exactly. There's so much
stuff. It's
a
lot of big talk, but not a lot of showing us.
All right. Well, they're going to have their own Xbox developer direct or whatever. They're going to have that just for Starfield. So this is Xbox's ride or die game, man. So we're going to see what happens. This is exclusive. They've been promoting this for years, and this is it. And so Starfield, I'm excited. I can't wait because it's Elder Scrolls in space or something. There's 1,000 planets that you can go to. It's almost No Man's Sky-ish and everything. And so we'll see. This is a game that I think we all wanted, and we'll see what happens. But excuse me. Go ahead.
There's one thing. I've been looking up the Anno game. And that you were talking about before, and how James said that the reviews for it are not good. He's right. The reviews 41% 1 star.
What's this on though?
The Anno game.
No, but what site? Metacritic?
No, Xbox.
Oh, you're right on Xbox. Okay.
Yeah. and the Microsoft sort of Xbox, and 41% gave it 1 star, and they seem to all be talking about how glitchy it is.
It's not. I played it for like 12 hours. It's not glitchy. I played it straight. I don't even know what they'd be referring to. Now this is
love Anno series, but the glitchy textures make the game unplayable.
All right, so these are PC fanboys coming over to Xbox to trash it.
Well, it does say console,
right. So that's where they're reviewing it. So when you love the Anno series, this is the first time it's ever been on. Like, this is March 16th, 3 days ago. Absolutely broken launch. Shake my head, bad start. Microsoft has an entire group of review testers in the skip ahead program and they never use it. There's no excuse for this failure. Quality assurance manager needs to be fired. Like, well, what's the problem? They didn't even say anything. This dude said, stop arguing in a rating chat. This game is okay. Free trial. This was supposed to be on game. This dude gave it a 2 out of 5. This was supposed to be a Game Pass game. So, 9 paid day, 1 DLC. Stop supporting Greed Day. That's a 1. So there's no complaints other than just stupid stuff. Like, there's none. This guy says, fish. Can't pick up fish. Bad tutorial. All you have to do is hover your circle around the fish, press X, and your boat goes and picks up the fish. It's not rocket science. Not compatible. Really, guys? This is a new gen only? This guy gave it a 1 out of 5 because he's playing on his garbage Xbox One system. Come on. So, camera broke? Fuzzy broke? Camera glitches? Nope. This dude said, best city builder I've played, but you got to fix the zoom building spasms. I can't see anything. I don't think I've had any issues. They teach you camera right away. So
glitchy, overall quite boring. Should be a mobile game.
This game is too rich in detail. Unable to install on free weekend, says managed trial, goes to select things to install and says it's not working. So dude came to Xbox to give it 1 out of 5 instead of figuring out. Diablo, I pre-ordered it. I didn't know how to download the trial. So I didn't go to Xbox and give it a 1 out of 5 because I'm too stupid to learn how to download something. I went to the Diablo website. They said for console players, type in Diablo 4 dash open beta, and boom, there it was. But you couldn't search Diablo 4 open beta. You had to have the dash and put it exactly where it was. So, oh my gosh, people. So this stuff here bugs me.
First impressions is a visual bug covering entire screen. When a pickup is dropped, seriously, how did that get past testing?
This guy gave it a 1 out of 5. 1 star for the win. It's comical seeing grown-ass people crying over someone else's opinion about a video game. So he gave it a 1 out of 5 to complain about other people's ratings. It's mind-blowing. It's supposed to be free to play till March 23rd. Is that what it is? So it's not ours. Okay. So I've been soaking up this game like crazy. So March 23rd. So yeah, this guy gave it a 1 out of 5. It's supposed to be free to play till March 23rd, but I can't install. There's nothing there when I click on manage free trial. We'll give a proper review. So when this game first dropped, the trial wasn't working. But you just had to wait like a couple hours. That's all it was. People on Twitter like, hey, this isn't working. Yeah, we're aware of it. We're fixing it. And they fixed it. That's it. Free trial, 1 out of 5. Free trial's not working. This person, 1 out of 5. Sigh, sure wish I would install. Like, all of these should be deleted, to be honest. Horrible at teaching you how to play? All right, sorry, go ahead.
I mean, there's one here that says, removed my honest 2-star review. Okay, have 1 star instead.
This person gave it a 1 out of 5, and all he put was 2 sad faces emojis.
How is that a review?
It's not.
That's just review bombing at that point.
This guy yesterday gave it a 1 out of 5. His title is 1 star, and his description is how. That's it.
Well, that's very helpful.
So what I said at the beginning, this is one of the best city builders, or I didn't use that exact term. This guy put GOAT, the best city builder I've ever played. He put it yesterday. This is one of the best city builders I've ever played. It's true. It's in depth. It's great. Yeah, they had an issue with the free trial, that you didn't have to go review bomb. So I will throw a review in there, and I will let them know my personal thoughts. But like there's a learning curve to this game that I had to go Google some things, but they teach you quite a bit. Anyways, I get old. I'm an older man now, Lee, and I just don't have patience like I used to, and I just want to rant and roar. For the millions watching, I do apologize, and I just. All right, anything else, Lee, before we just quit on this negative note? I just can't stand people. It's so funny.
No, I'm good. Yeah, pretty good.
All right, where can they find you on all your socials?
They can find me here, Discord, Instagram, I guess. Whatever.
Are you still posting stuff to Instagram?
No.
No, come on, Lee.
I mean, I check it occasionally. I don't do anything on it though.
Yeah. Broly, it's true. That's Anno 1800 console edition. If you go to the reviews, people are review bombing it because it's a free trial. But you can play. I'm on chapter 3. I've got 12 hours in. And it's good until March 23rd, I guess. I'm going to buy the game. I'll just wait until it goes a little bit cheaper, but it's phenomenal. I love the game. I'm excited. Yeah. All right. Yeah. All right. Cool. In the description, you can find all my socials. Feel free to follow. Feel free to chat. Whatever. To all you millions of people that hanging and chilling and watch this entire podcast, thank you so much. We are at the end. We talked about Lance Reddick and Rip Lance Reddick. We did as Dust Falls, Wulong, Pinball Effects, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, Resident Evil 4, Anno 1800, Dead Island 2, Atomic Heart, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and Diablo 4. Wow. That was a jam-packed day. We didn't have... I probably won't get to play it yet, James. There's Resi 4. I don't even know when I'll get to play it, to be honest, because I'm rocking Diablo 4 today. I'm still rocking Anno, and then we'll see. What game's coming up next? What new game? I may even do it on stream, dude. May even do it on stream. Resident Evil 4. That's probably what I'll do when I get a chance, because I still want to do Borderlands. Cool. All right, we're gonna rock out.
All right, yeah.
That was awesome.
I haven't played Borderlands 3 yet, but I have got it installed.
All right, come join us.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's different. It's fun, and it's just a good. The guys getting together playing the game. It's awesome, and that's what we do here, guys or gals. Gals join us as well. Curvy Lass, and who else? Ashley does sometimes, and that's Goddess Gaming TV.
Yeah.
That's it. Cool. All right. Here we go, guys. As for Lee, my name is Paul. You guys take care. Excellent. It was hard to keep up with the chat. Yeah, it's sellotape. It was hard to keep up with all the chat with the millions of people chatting. That was awesome. Oh, wow. Let's see here.
That was really good.
That, you know what? Just chatting. This was more of a catch up to what we've been playing over the last little while.
Yeah. But yeah, that was really good.
Let's see. I'm selling a crap load of stuff on Facebook, and so I have these couple dudes just being douchebags. One guy's all upset because the surround sound system has wires. I'm like, okay. He's like, that's a lot of effing wires. I'm like, all right, buddy.
It's like I'm not sure what you want, how you want it to be sort of.
Yeah. Then this other
telegraphed through your
D-bag
mind.
chimes in. He goes, because more people go wireless now, ain't no one want your 20-year-old RCA system, bud. That doesn't work. Like it works. I just tested it. I posted that it works,
Yeah,
and it's not even expensive.
Like if you got such a problem with it, just go buy something else.
Yeah, it's just mind blowing. Like